Hello YouTubers, no Scoffs here. Welcome to episode 8 of The Road to Metroid Switch. For anyone that doesn't know, this web series talk about all things related to a production of a new Metroid game on Nintendo Switch. So in the last episode I talked about the results from E3 2017. I touched a bit on Metroid Samus Returns and I talked a bit more on Metroid Prime 4. I rambled on a bit about that. So this episode's going to be a bit shorter. I'm just going to touch a small bit on what we could expect gameplay wise for Metroid Prime 4. I'll talk about other things related to Metroid games on Nintendo Switch. So, regarding the gameplay of Metroid Prime 4, I think it'll revolve around the Joy-Cons, like I said before in episode 2 or 3 I think. It'll be, the Joy-Cons will be able to attach and the game will be more focused on how you use the Joy-Cons. Like for example, if you have the grapple swing from Metroid Prime 3, when you're using that you'll have to move your hand with the Joy-Cons, so I think it might work out like that with the whole game. Of course I could be wrong, they could do something like what they did with Breath of the Wild where you don't attach them at all, you just play it normally in Switch, but I think if they want the full experience of Metroid and Nintendo Switch they'll do that, but who knows, I think it could be a bit more awkward if they did that though. So next thing I want to touch on is Nintendo Switch's lifetime could be over in 2022. I say this because most Nintendo consoles survive for about 4, 5 or 6 years at the most, and since it came out this year I'm thinking it would be over, its lifetime will be dead in 2022. So we could get 2 Metroid Prime games on Nintendo Switch like we did with Nintendo GameCube. We'll get Metroid Prime 4 in 2019. I think we might get Metroid Prime 5 as one of the last games in 2022. And then Metroid Prime 6, if they do make that, will be out on the next console that they make after Nintendo Switch, if they make another console. But I'm still sticking by what I said before, that we're going to get Metroid games every year. I think we're going to get Samus Returns this year, which we know. Next year we could get a Super Metroid remake. In 2019 we have Metroid Prime 4. 2020 we might have a Metroid Fusion remake. And then in 2021, and this, I believe you could finally get Metroid Dread. It'll probably be on the 3DS though. I would say that because Metroid Dread and Metroid Prime 4 were the 2 most rumoured Metroid games, and one of them is now actually happening, so I don't see why they'd eventually not do Metroid Dread, because they're listening to fans and some fans still want Metroid Dread, myself included, and I'm really hyped for that game. I really want to see that happen. I definitely get it. So I think we could see that, especially since they're remaking all the games, so they could make a more smooth transition from Fusion into Metroid Dread. And then Metroid Dread will be like the final chapter, or they'll go on with more games, who knows. Well, I think Psylocke will be more involved with Metroid 2 and Super Metroid and Fusion and Dread eventually. So I think Metroid Dread, hopefully, fingers crossed, because I really want this game to happen, will be out in 2021 for Nintendo 3DS, but don't quote me on that unless we see something about it. We haven't heard anything about it since, pretty much since 2006 really. Well, they did mention a bit about it recently, but that was just that. It was in like production hell and that. They could bring it back anytime if they wanted. But I think they're going to see where the rest of this goes. Metroid Prime 5, as I said, will be out in 2022. And then, you know, even if there is a Metroid Prime 5, that's just assuming they're doing another trilogy, which we don't know if they are yet. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the story of this new Metroid Prime trilogy will just revolve around mainly like Psylocke and what he's doing with the Metroids, and he'll find like some other weird experiment, and then, you know, that'll lead up throughout the course of those 3 games up to Samus Returns, Super Metroid, and beyond, if they even have anything beyond Samus Returns. Again, a Super Metroid remake and Fusion and Dread is all theoretical. There's nothing really to support Metroid Dread in development, but, you know. I know I'm talking about a lot about Metroid Dread in this, even though this is a series about Metroid Switch, but the reason for that is because we got Metroid Prime 4, so I'm really hoping we're going to get a Metroid Dread. You know the game they were developing in 2009, which we all thought was Federation Force, because they're developing a game and it showed like concept art of Samus. We saw this concept art like recently, like last year. And then that game was cancelled in favour of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. And then we got Federation Force. Everyone thought that was Federation Force. I think that game that they were doing in 2009 was actually Samus Returns. Just judging by the concept art, the shoulders of the Verisu, I think it's more likely to be Samus Returns, but because Samus wasn't really like in Metroid Prime Federation Force, and there wasn't like her shoulders weren't anything like that. So I could be wrong. That could have just been unused concept art, but who knows? So yeah, I think that's about all I want to say in this episode. I'm sorry for keeping it so short, but there really isn't anything to talk about. There's no info yet. We're just after getting our announcement from E3, so I'm sure we'll have to wait maybe a month or two or a few weeks till we get more info. So yeah, I could be doing these episodes more often. I could be doing them less often. Who knows? For my normal subscribers now, people who just watch my videos in general, I'll be doing more other videos recently, because I know with these vlogs I've gone back to my channel roots of doing Metroid videos, which I've been doing since new Metroid info back in 2013. I'll probably do some more creepypasta videos, maybe more Transformers videos, I'll see, considering the film's only out on Thursday, but yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. You know, I'll do a separate video where I talk about where else this channel's going, because to be honest, I remember I said a few months ago, back in January, that I had nothing to do with this channel, and that I was placing all my hopes on this one series. And I didn't really fully believe there was going to be a Metroid game at E3, so I was kind of like, I kind of felt like I was screwed in the corner with this, because I was like, this is going to be pointless because there won't be a Metroid game, so I'm making a series that really there's no Metroid games, so you know, I'm pretty much doing these pointlessly, but there is. And I think that a lot of my other subscribers who have subscribed for other stuff like creepypasta cosplays, voiceovers or whatever, have lost interest in my channel since then, since I've been so focused lately on Metroid Switch videos. I'm doing them quite often, more often than I ever thought I would. So I'll try and do something to keep all you guys entertained, as well as my followers of Metroid Switch. Once again, to everyone following the series, thanks so much. We've gotten this far, just beyond E3 2017. We're already on the 8th episode, so you know, thank all for your support. Everyone in the Metroid fan community on Google Plus, and everyone in general watching my videos on this series as well. Just thank you very much, and yeah, I'll leave it at there. I won't drag this out like I have before. So yeah, I don't know when I'll be doing episode 9. It could be a while. I actually have no idea. The reason I didn't talk much about Samus Returns in this episode is because my mind's completely blank when I think about that game, because it's not a new game. It's a new release, but it's not a new game. It's just a remix. So like my mind's just completely blank when I think of that game. I can't really think of anything much to talk about. So that's why I kind of had to pause a lot during the last episode to think about what I was going to say in regards to Samus Returns. So yeah, I'll be focusing more on Metroid Prime 4. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't score us out.